Shiva has given 112 meditation techniques. I have spoken, I think we are on the 40th sloka. 40. Just try one by one. Try for a few days. Suddenly something will click. That is the technique for you. And you will see you are able to explore and experience the inner space through the techniques, through the technique. Let me enter into the today's sutra. Very powerful sutra. Yasya kasyapi varnasya purvantavanubhavayet sunyaya sunyabhutosau sunyokarapuman bhavet. Let me read once more. Yasya kasyapi varnasya purvantanubhavayet sunyaya sunyabhutosau sunyakarapuman bhavet. Beautiful sloka. In the beginning and gradual refinement of the sound or any akshara, any letter, O yogi, enter into the power of void and become enlightened. Understand? If you are too much visualization centered, this technique is not for you. It won't work. If you are too much centered on physical touch, this technique is not for you. If you are too much centered on eating, this technique is not for you. If you are a musician, if you enjoy music, if you have the sense for music, this technique is for you. If you have sense to enjoy music, if you are too much oriented in your ears, this technique is for you. If you are trying the wrong technique, you won't feel connected. Even when I say this translation, in the beginning and the gradual refinement of the sound or any letter, enter into the power of void and just become void and let you be enlightened. It feels like, how can somebody become enlightened just by hearing some sound and entering into the soundlessness? Looks so simple. You may not feel connected to it if you are not based on sound. See, people who are completely connected to sound, they can't live without listening to music. They will die. If you are that kind of a person, this technique is for you. All human beings are not equal as we think. Human beings are unique, not equal. Understand? You are not equal, you are unique. The idea you are equal creates so much of problem in you. All the tension inside your being is just because when you start thinking you are equal. When you think you are equal, you know in society you are not equal. Then jealousy starts, comparison starts, running starts. The worst thing in the rat race is, even if you win, you are a rat. The worst thing in the rat race, even if you win, you are a rat. Even if you win, what to do? Just a rat. When you think all are equal, problem starts. You are not equal, you are unique. All your tension, see inside. It starts with the basic theory, all human beings are equal or supposed to be equal. No. Neither you are equal nor you are created to achieve equality. Understand? Neither you are equal, nor you are created to achieve equality. God is not engineer. If he is engineer, he would have created one mold and make now million copies. He would have created Miss Universe and Mr. Universe. And this 10 million and that 10 million. Over, job is done. He is not engineer. He is an artist. He paints every one of you. He carves every one of you. He creates every one of you. That is why we are unique. We are not equal. I have seen people coming and telling me, Swamiji, give me some technique to be more beautiful. Ask them, what is the concept of beauty? Just tell me. What is the concept of beauty? Nothing. It is just an idea promoted by all this cosmetic industry. See, some proportion, some measurements are considered as a beauty. This cosmetic industry, the people who sell are the spare parts. Spare parts and paintings. They need to promote their product. It is they who sponsor for all these Miss Universe competitions. They who conduct. Because if they create an idea of some model, then everybody will try to become like that model. Try to paint or try to change the measurements through so many ways. People who have vested interest, who are in that field, whose business is dependent on creating a model, they create a model. Otherwise, who can say which is the right measurement or wrong measurement? You are unique. You are enough unto yourself. Understand? Beauty comes by adding more and more spare parts and more makeup. Grace comes by accepting you as you are. Grace is different, beauty is different. Beauty can come and go. In India I have seen people do that black painting here and white painting here. When they go in the rain, the color changes. That becomes white and this becomes black. I tell them, if you are painting, please don't go in the rain. Because the color exchange will happen. Beauty comes by makeup, external things. Grace comes by internal acceptance. When you accept, what is there? There is no such thing as a standard measurement. There is no such thing as model. There is no such thing as model. Understand? I am not talking about male feeling attracted to female or female feeling attracted to male. No, it's a nature. I am talking about male having a male model in the mind and trying to look like that person, or female having a female model and trying to paint constantly like that person, trying to appear like that person. One important thing you should know, the moment you start thinking some other body is beautiful or handsome, you have created gap between yourself and your body. Unconsciously you will start hating your body. You won't feel comfortable in your body. Already wedge has been inserted between you and your body. Understand? Feeling somebody else is beautiful will create gap between you and your body. Look into your life. None of you feel completely comfortable with your body. Do you touch your body completely? Do you touch with a love and care? Do you feel comfortable? You don't even look your whole body in the mirror. No. You cover everything and the remaining portions are painted as you want, not as it is. Only after everything you look into the mirror to do the final touch. You don't even feel completely comfortable with your body. You don't understand an important truth. The other body may be pretty, handsome, beautiful, but you can't drink just cup of tea through that body. You can't enjoy even a cup of coffee through that body. You have to enjoy everything only through this body. First thing, to work with all these techniques, you should come back to your body. You should be completely relaxed with your body. Shiva gives one more beautiful technique to completely feel connected to your body. He says, sit in the water, maybe in your bathtub, neck level water, and just feel completely inside your body. Do not be outside your boundary. Now, when you are here, your body may be here, but your mind will be somewhere. If you sit inside the water, it will be easy for your mind to feel your boundary because the water pressure is there around you. That is why in those days yogis used to sit neck level water in the flowing river. They will sit. It will give them the clear-cut idea about their boundary. If you stay inside your boundary, you will be in the present moment. You can see in your life, morning when you come out of your bed and start brushing your teeth, you are already in the office. Your mind is thinking about the office. When you are sitting in the office, your mind is thinking about evening beach. When you are in the beach or the place, your mind is thinking about the temple lecture. When you are here, now your mind is thinking about when this Swami will end, I can go to the house and relax. When you are in the house, when tomorrow morning will come, we can go to the office. If you are here, one thing is sure, your mind is not here. You don't stay inside your boundary. Your bodies are not your homes, your lodges. You put the luggage and go around for sightseeing. They are not your homes. That is why you don't feel homely inside your body. Understand? Your bodies are not your homes. As on now, they are lodges. You put your luggage and they are there. You just go around. That is why sometimes guests come and, nobody is there, empty. Why not let me also leave? Ghosts. People come and ask me, how people get possessed by ghosts. If you are not staying in your boundary, because it is empty, somebody will come for renting. Somebody else will feel, why not me have a little space? After all, nobody is living there. If you are living inside your boundary, no possibility for possessiveness, being possessed by anything, any spirits or ghosts or anything, or even the split personality. People ask me now, next $1 million question, is there ghost Swamiji? Don't bother whether it is there or not. The problem which comes in the name of being possessed happens when you don't stay inside your boundary. If you just sit in the bathtub, this level water, neck level, and feel the boundary, and just sit inside your body, feel you are sitting inside your skin. The skin is your boundary. You are not going anywhere else. Just observe what is going on inside the body. Do you have any small pain anywhere? It's like just doing small, simple overhauling or taking accounts. All the bones are there in their place. Or you are able to feel all the parts of the body. Just once in a while, it's like accounts. You don't need to do it like a big meditation technique. Just 10-20 minutes. Sit with your body, with your boundary. See, you spend at least 1 hour every day maintaining your body, taking bath or giving food or decorating it, at least 1 hour. That 1 hour just be inside your boundary, you will become enlightened. You don't need to do anything else. People come and ask me, Swamiji, give some meditation technique for busy people. I am too busy in my life, busy without business. In Tamil there is a proverb, dog can't stand in one place but it doesn't have anything to do. It may not have anything to do, but it can't stand in one place. So we are busy, but with no business. People come and ask me, give me some technique for busy people. I am too busy, I can't do meditation. I tell them, do you eat? Yes. Do you take bath? Yes. Do you brush your teeth? Yes. Totally per day, how many hours or how much of time you spend on your body? At least 1 hour. Brushing, taking bath, washing yourself and eating. At least 1 hour. All put together 1 hour. That 1 hour decide, you will be inside your boundary. That 1 hour, when you brush your teeth, you will feel only what is happening in that area. When you are taking bath, you will feel only what is happening all over your body by the water. When the water is being showered on you, just feel what is happening. You will not think about your accounts. You will not think about shouting your subordinate. You will not think about your boss. Just be inside the boundary. When you eat, just enjoy that 1 hour every day. Just be with your body. Nothing else is required. You will be integrated. You will not have split personality. Split personality happens to you just because you don't stay inside your boundary. You don't stay inside your boundary. Here, all these techniques will work. They will be very powerful on you if you integrate yourself, because unless you integrate yourself, you will not even know in which sense you are established too much. As on now, understand, sometime you may think, people come and tell me, Swamiji, I am too much caught with my tongue. I eat like anything. But if I see their energy, they are caught with their lust. It is not tongue. Suppression of lust turns as a craving for food. They are not directly connected to their tongue. They are connected to their lust. But when they don't feel satisfied, when they are not satisfied, then they start eating. The emptiness inside, usually male fill by pouring, female fill by putting food, stuffing. In Indian tradition, male eat, male drink, female eat, over. That emptiness, when you feel that emptiness inside, you somehow want to feel fulfilled and you dump food like a dustbin. Like dustbin, you dump. You won't even know in which sense you are caught, in which sense you are stuck, unless you integrate yourself. Sitting with your body, these things will help you a lot to integrate yourself, completely to be inside your boundary. Decide from today. From today you decide, make a strong will. Every day I am spending at least 1 hour on my body. When I brush, when I take bath, when I eat, at least 1 hour. That 1 hour I will spend with me. I will spend within my boundary. Actually, this mala, this bracelet, all these things are just to remind you this kind of sankalpas. People ask me, why you are recommending this mala and bracelet, Swamiji? I tell them, all these things will remind you. If you take this sankalpa and decide to wear the bracelet, every day before eating you will remember, yes, now I am supposed to be with my boundary. These are all reminding techniques. You are not that great person to have a memory that every day you will remember without all this external help. If you are that great person, you don't even need meditation. We are not that aware. We know that. That is why all these external things. That is why all these small external things. These things are just to remind you about this great ideology, lifestyle, or the decisions which you made. If you don't remember those decisions, these things have no use. They are just weight on your body.